copy, go from center on 127.45.
3469, copy, go from center on 127.45.
Dallas 184, unable to reach D-Box flight planners.
Dallas 184, unable to reach D-Box flight planners. Again, call sign? Try 25-1. Number 522, Quebec Foxtrot, NorCal, contact NorCal on 125.1. Dallas 184, contact Oakland Center on 119er point, nope, 134.15, 3415 over the sun.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to be doing a little sunset cruise along the coast here. Checking out my Orbix True Earth, California and Oregon for this flight. We're going to do IFR. I want to fly at flight level 200. So that's Class A aerospace. Aerospace. These are just stock X-plane sceneries. I don't have any custom sceneries for either one of these airports. There's no real flights out of here. Looks like there's a departure at in a half hour. We might be able to catch that. Looks like this guy will be taking off in about a half hour, about the time that we're ready to head out. So that'll work. I need fuel calculations. So let's come over here. All right. So I need 434, 163, 480 for Portland if need be, 200 divided by 6.5 is 196. So 296 and 98 by 98. I leave 100 gallons in reserves anyway. So I only need this fuel, this fuel, this fuel, and taxi fuel. I don't have to worry about reserves because I already have that. Altimeter is 3003. Runways is 1616. And that was with Delta. Rogue Valley is landing north. Perfect. So we're going to file. Now you might ask yourself, why don't I file the Victor Airway? Shatta to Rogue Valley VOR via Victor 23. Well, we're filing flight level 200. The rules say you are not allowed to cruise on a Victor Airway if you're above 18,000. So Victor Airways are for below 18,000 and Jetways are above. So you'd have to go to World High and use J1, whatever that is. But it's so close, I didn't want to worry about the Jetways. So I'm just going to do World Low where you have the Victors, and I'm just going to use this this waypoint. This VOR is where Victor 23 kind of makes a bend. That's the waypoint to where it changes. So I'm just using this VOR, which is Fort Jones, as part of the flight plan. So it's just waypoints for the IFR, no Victor Airway. It's essentially the same thing as a Victor Airway, but we're flying in 200. We're slant golf, we're IFR. Everything else seems fine, so we'll go ahead and file that. So we don't file Victor, but we're gonna fly that route. You just don't file the Victor airway. And we are right here. Flight plan on file. You're good to go. Phoenix. Hey man, what you up to? Just popping in? Nice. I'm doing a little King Air action to Rogue Valley. It's really nice scenery. We're doing a sunset cruise. So, come back over here. We can do the walk around. Wednesday, my friend, I will be doing the Concorde. And then, but that'll be during the day, but I'll upload it to YouTube. Got a ground. All right, we need, I wrote it down, where is it? 98 gallon. Oh my God. 98. Orbix, yeah. It's Orbix True Earth. I got both Northern California, that's where we're at right now, Northern California. And I'm gonna fly into Oregon. So both are Orbix. Very correct. I'll be around for that, maybe not during the day. First online midterm. I forgot how awesome this plane is. Oh yeah, I love this. This is my favorite GA. So my Airbus is my number one, and this plane is my second favorite. '98. Yeah, this plane is awesome. So we come over here, move those, check the fuel for contaminants. Blue. Different fuel has different colors in the fuel to check for water and other contaminants. So we close this engine. Check the oil. Get rid of those. Pitot covers. This is 98, so I need 196 total. Gizmo, what's up, bud? Nice to see you this evening, or morning for you, I bet. It's probably like early morning. 196. Crank this down a little bit. 196. $2:30 a.m. Yeah. I don't know. It's a tie between the TBM and the 350. Whenever the developer updates this plane to allow native VR, then I would agree with that as being a tie. But the only reason I can't say it's a tie because they're both system rich. They're both just awesome flight models. But this is not native VR, nor does it have a native GTN 750 mod. Well, it wouldn't be mod, but I have the GTN mod, but they're going to be making it native, which should be really cool. So once they update it and hopefully they make it VR capable, then I agree it is the same quality as the TBM for sure. I just love the walk around features of these planes. We'll turn on the GPU. That was the walk around was quick for me. Yeah, you still got another hour in you. Oh yeah, no, I just started. Yep, I just started. All my flights are basically 2 hours gate to gate. It just I vary the miles that I fly based on the aircraft. So, you know, an airliner I usually plan like 200 250 miles. This plane I'll go about 140 miles. The TBM about 100 miles would be perfect. And then like a Cessna 172 or something, it would be like 40 miles. So all that with my checklists and all that stuff, and Phoenix knows how I am on checklists. Um, that gives me 2 hours, even if it's like I did a VR flight last night in the TBM, and that VR flight lasted 2 hours, and I only flew 40 miles, and it was VFR. But because I was doing VR and a walk around and fidgeting with the controllers, and it just adds so much more desk time for me that with VR I have to lower the miles I travel even more to end up with the same time in the sim pit. You have a checklist for checklist? Yeah, you're right. Your reaction? You lost me there, bud. But yeah, definitely a checklist for checklists. You should see my phone. I have a checklist app for my phone. All right, throttle quadrant is set. Brake is on. I should have 28 external. Battery is 22. Triple fed. I'll turn on the battery. And Gentai. External power is blinking. We'll go ahead and connect that. Clear those out. Do a bus sense test. What are these called again? Bus tie lights. Yep, they're on. Reset. Should be 28 across the board, which it is. And we'll check our inverters. Light goes off. Light goes off. Inverters are working. I'm going to do nav, tail light, turn that on, seat belts and cabin. Do our fuel cutoff test. So I'm going to turn on our fuel pumps. Push that, make sure the valve closes, which it did. Do the same on the right side. Turn the pumps back off. That's just emergency pumps. All right, now we're going to get not environment. We're going to check the O2. We're at 100%. Check these alarms. Arm the O2, give the mask a test. Battery bus in the up normal position. Engine anti-ice coming on for ground operations. Avionics are off. Engine start checklist. Gonna go full load. Load her up. Do the passenger briefing. Check these lights. Secure our cargo. Like I can just click on the seat. All right, we're going to remove the steps because we don't need to blow them away. And we'll go beacon light on. I think we're ready to start. So we're going to start engine 1 first. N2 will add fuel. Go to low idle. Check for hot starts and hung starts. We've got rotation in the turbine, oil pressure's in the green. Make sure the ITT doesn't go above 800 for more than 5 seconds, I think it is. Over 50, you can turn the starter off. Shut that window. Conditioner lever will go to full forward. We need the power to start engine 2. Disconnect external power, remove the GPU. Reset Gen 1. External power is gone. Left Gen 28. Start engine 2. Waiting for 16. We'll introduce fuel to low idle. 16. Low idle. Same thing, hot starts, hung starts. We've got rotation. Oil pressure's in the green. When you're above 50, you can turn off the ignition. ITT's falling. Ignition off. Reset Gen 2, Gen 1. Reduce the conditioner levers. Need at least 1050 RPM on the props. 28 across the board. We'll leave it on triple fed. Engine start list complete. We'll do a bus sense test again. We got Gentie lights and bus lights. Reset. Get the environment kicked on here. So anything over 10 Celsius, you will leave the bleed air in the low down position. If it's colder than 10 Celsius, then you put it into the up normal position. Each bleed needs to be at least 11 psi, so we're going to check each one individually. So we got 11 psi on both bleeds. Auto, so we got the environment going. Air conditioning will kick on. If you need electric heat, then, which we don't because it's 84 degrees, but if you did, you want to increase the conditioner levers to at least half power. Turn on the electric heat first and then aft and aft blower second. You'll actually see these dim because it simulates, here I'll do it. Put the conditioner lever up. So you'll see the lights dim. It does a good job with simulating that. Alright, we got gyro suction, pneumatic pressure's in the green. We're good there. Turn on the inverters. And those lights right here will extinguish. That's the right one. Left one. One of my viewers taught me to make sure these inverters are off before I start the engines. I had left them on, so I've amended my checklist. Right, so EFA switch is coming on. Avionics master on. Radios coming on. Get the autopilot working. Thanks for the follow there, bud. Much appreciated. Mr. Masonic Knight. It's a cool name. I like that name. Welcome to our group of misfits. Alright, the autopilot, I already checked that. So let's check the lights. Put on heading mode, pitch, rudder trim, clear out the caution. We'll trim for takeoff, so we'll put middle of the green. Flaps about 110 degrees for takeoff. We can now turn on the coffee maker and furnace for our passengers. Check all the E-lights, make sure they all work. We'll slave both the gyros, PIC and FOC, or FO. ATIS, we are at RDD. Elevation 500, airport, ATIS 124.1. So we gotta pop on both these comms so we can hear it.
Sky condition, clear. Temperature 29er, dew point 11. Altimeter 3003. Arriving and departing runway 16.
500.
Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Delta.
Alright, it's with Delta
Reading
and
Municipal Airport, ATIS information Delta.
pretty sure that she said or the recording said 16.
Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 29er, dew point 11. Altimeter 3003. Arriving and departing runway 16.
Yeah.
Visual approaches
All right.
in use.
So we're gonna monitor guard on COM 2, so that way we can listen if anyone does like a cold call or they need to talk to ATC due to an emergency. I like having that monitored so I know what's going on around me. And clearance is. Do they have a clearance? Probably not. So no clearance, you go with the lowest one. So Reading ground is 121.7. And towers 19.8.
228 Romeo, holding short, 3-4 right, ready for departure.
19.8, 121.7. All right. Elevation is correct. 3003. And we are facing facing north. So that's correct. And then we're gonna get our clearance.
Aircraft approach, CBM 359 Sierra Whiskey is going to request the coastline VFR transition northbound.
I don't want to step on that guy, so I'm gonna.
Sierra Whiskey, Roger. Contact North California 135.1.
35-1, CBM 359 Sierra Whiskey.
Reading ground, King Air 1399 at Central GA with Delta IFR Medford.
359 Sierra Whiskey.
So I stepped on someone. You can't always hear them, but you just do your best to try to avoid that, but can't always do it.
Local approach, TBM 359 Sierra Whiskey 6500 request.
359 Sierra Whiskey, NorCal Approach Services, altimeter 3010. I believe you are calling for the shoreline route.
Looking for the coastline VFR 6500 northbound. TBM 359 Sierra Whiskey.
Alright, well,
359 Sierra Whiskey.
check our auto ignition while we're sitting here. Add fuel, those lights should go out, which they do. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. The sound in this plane is always pretty loud.
Yakima Tower, Aero 612 Papa Delta, 3 mile final.
Air 2 Papa Delta, thank
Prop
you.
de-ice.
Clear to land, wind
It's
280.
prop amps are 0.
Correction, gust
Turn
20.
on the auto. Now it's in the green, so
612 Papa Delta.
icing is working.
They're 13
Oh, she heard me. Yay.
Look for IFR to Medford.
Yes, ma'am. IFR Medford 1399.
They're 13 clear to Medford Airport. As filed. Maintain flight level 200. Oakland Center frequency 132.2. Squawk 6202.
Clear to Medford as filed. Climb maintain flight level 200. Departure 132.2. Squawk 6202 1399er.
1399, read back correct. Expect from my 1653 taxi.
16, I'll advise. Ready to taxi 1399. Alright, so we're going to put in this flight plan real quick. So, flight plan, we're going to use just the VORs since we can't use Victor Airways above flight level 180. But we're essentially flying a Victor Airway, but we're just not calling it a Victor Airway because it's against the rules. Alright, so we're going to do SHATA, S-H-A-T-A, SHATA. And then I'm going to put in an airway even though we're not going to do it. But it's the same. I'm just going to do it for the heck of it. Alright, load airway. And I know it's Victor 23. Did I hit the wrong? Oh, duh. Exit waypoint is OED. It's way down here. Oh, Rogue Valley. There we go. So we're going to load that. And then we're going to load our airport, which is MFR. Rogue Valley. And then we'll worry about an approach when we get closer. The flight plan is on. We'll set our transponder for 6202. And we're cleared all the way up. 200, heading, I'm gonna put the heading on 160. Runway heading for now. Okay. Decision altitude for the approach is 300 radar, so we come to this autopilot thing. Here's your decision height. So we're going to lower that to 300. That's radar altitude. Windshield anti-ice on normal. Prop de-ice, already checked that. Surface de-ice, same thing. You need conditioner levers full. You need as much power to do a surface de-ice test. So what it does, it fills the boot leading edge of the wing with air, which will break any ice on it. Not that we're going to run across ice, but you should still do your checks. So you're going to do a manual check. You'll hold that down. You do a wing de-ice, and then a tail will go next. You just have to hold it down for like 7 seconds. Bring this back to low idle. Then we're going to do a ground idle test. So you're going to press and hold that. Bring up our prop RPM to 1500. And then without moving the throttle, I let go of that button and it should go back to idle on its own. So that's a good test. Then we're going to do an auto feather test. Auto feather and feather test. So we're going to hold that.
180,
do 1500 RPM. We got AFX lights. Feather the left prop.
710, contact Oakland Center 132.95.
Feather the right. I can hear that airliner kicking on behind me. Feather the right.
Over to parking via Alpha, thanks to 2 Pop Delta.
All right. Arm auto feather, we're good there.
180 Oakland Center, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Cabin pressure, we're at 500.
328 Romeo, contact departure.
Set it for -5.
Departure 228 Romeo.
No, we're at 500. So
Press
set it for
Oakland
0.
Center, thank you.
You set it
Descend
for
via the data
500
level.
feet below your current altitude. And then you hit this test, and the test will show about 800 feet per minute in a descend.
Jacket 46, turn right, heading 220.
That's good.
220, Jack 46.
So we're going to cruise at flight level 200, so we'll set it for 210 with a climb rate of 500 feet per minute in the cabin. So everything there will be good. Check fuel. We're on auxiliary. It will automatically use auxiliary fuel first before it starts hitting the main fuel tanks. EPIS test.
Departure 228 Romeo, 10,000, climb at 10,500.
Press and hold the EPIS test for about 10
228
seconds.
Romeo, NorCal departure, thank you. Maintain appropriate view for altitudes, Fresno altimeter, correction, Reno altimeter, 3012.
Maintain VFR, thanks, 228 Romeo.
There goes that airliner leaving. Alright. So we do taxi, Rico, Pito, stall warning on. We'll get our ATIS again.
Can I cancel my IFR clearance, please? Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 29er, dew point 11. Altimeter 3003. Arriving and departing runway 16.
No problem at all.
Visual
Have a
approaches in
wonderful
use.
night. Hope to
Read
see you
back
again.
all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
Alright, we're still with Delta.
Jacket 46 is to maintain
So everything
3000.
is still the same. Reversers work. Put the props in the beta mode. And then we are ready to taxi. So we're going to squawk altitude. Technically, you don't squawk altitude till you're holding short, but I always forget. So I just, on a sim, no one really cares. So I squawk altitude now because you have to be, well, there's actually some airports like San Francisco requires you to squawk altitude even on the ground, but in most cases you just have it on. So you show up. All right, wiper check. Track IR is working. So I'm gonna do, let me see, where do I want to go? I'm gonna do an about face.
Turn right heading 270, maintain 3,000 till established on the localizer, clear ILS runway 28.
I'm gonna go around that other Beechcraft.
Cleared ILS runway 28, right approach, check cruising.
We're in a non-movement area. Well, they refer to it as non-movement, which is kind of funny because we're moving. But active taxiways is where they would have, I guess you could say, control. So if you're in like just a parking area like this, you do not need permission from ATC to taxi or to push or anything. The only time you need permission is if you're going to push onto an active taxiway.
No flight following needed, thanks, 228 Romeo.
Romeo, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved, good night.
There goes the United guy.
Romeo.
Oh well. There he goes. Alright, we're with Delta, we're at Reading, we're at GA. Reading ground, King Air 1399, GA ramp with Delta, ready to taxi.
Number 1399, Reading ground, standby.
Alright.
720 Mike Mike, open center, roger. Descend and maintain 2000, Monterey altimeter 3014.
Those are lights.
Number 1399, runway 16, taxi via Bravo Delta, cross runway 12.
Runway 16 via Bravo Delta, cross 12, November 1399. Alright, let's come up here. Bravo Delta. So Bravo's right here. We don't want to run over these lights.
Walker 169, descend via the ski, 1 arrival, runway 16 right, transition Denver, altimeter 2994.
And so Bravo is always the black colored one, the middle, shows you the taxiway you're on, and then the intersecting taxiways are on the outside in yellow.
Yakima ground, Aero 612 Papa Delta, west ramp, ready to taxi with Papa.
November 612 Papa Delta, Yakima ground, runway 27 taxi via Alpha, cross runway 22.
Runway 27 via Alpha, cross runway 22, 612 Papa Delta.
Jacket 46, contact, Portland Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower, Jacket 46.
Yankee, did you get an approach clearance yet?
Crossing our runway, so we're going to turn on our strobes for crossing the runway.
Portland Tower, Jacket 46, inside Omni C, ILS 28 right.
Jacket 46, Portland Tower, runway 28 right, wind
Clear
270
right,
at
clear
900,
left.
18, clear land.
28 right, clear land, Jacket 46.
Number 720, Mike, contact, NorCal approach 121.3. For 359 Sierra Whiskey, you're leaving the San Francisco Class Bravo airspace to the north. What are your intentions?
Strobes off.
Norco approach, TBN 359 Sierra Whiskey, let's go ahead and cancel radar service at this time. Sierra Whiskey, roger, radar service terminated, squawk and maintain VFR, okay? Squawk maintain VFR, or TBN 359 or Sierra Whiskey? EPS 990, contact Phoenix approach 128.65.
NorCal approach, number 720, Mike, flight level 214, descending wind 2000. We have whiskey and request visual 28 left.
Number 720, Mike, NorCal approach, roger, expect visual
Control.
approach 28 left, descend and maintain
Controls.
6000.
Alright, descend and maintain 6000, 720, Mike.
Albuquerque approach United 990 is descending via the Hydra 1 arrival through flight level 200.
United 990, Phoenix approach, roger, Phoenix altimeter is 2980, advise you have information, Romeo, expect visual approach, runway 25 left.
I have Romeo, expect visual 25 left, United 990.
Alright, we are trimmed for takeoff, flaps are set. Everything's in the green.
Mike.
Running off the runway, taxiway.
Hey there, Mike, just curious, where are you, prior to this heading I just gave you, where were you navigating to?
We were direct to, we're going to Salinas for our flight plan 720, Mike.
Your flight plan is San Marcos, Big Sur direct, Salinas is part of it.
0 Mike, the clearance
Right,
controller
auto
at John
ignition.
Wayne cleared us channel 3 San Marcos, then after that he said
On,
as filed,
engine
and
anti-ice
as filed was
off.
J88 to Salinas.
Okay, that's not what's in your flight plan, it's weird that they probably just read you the wrong routing then. Don't worry about you fighting 330 now, obviously, just send and maintain 6000.
Right, Gen 330 down to 6,050, Mike Mike.
I'm gonna do landing lights and strobes. Prop sync on. Switch to tower 19.8. Yeah, 19.8.
Walker 175, descend VST
Departure
1 arrival, runway 16, right, transition
132.2.
number altimeter 2992.
So departure is set.
Baron 432 Yankee, there's no traffic
We are
reservation in
set.
Santa Fe Airport. For cancellation of IFR, misapproach in the air on this frequency. On ground on 122.2. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Reading Tower, King Air 1399, holding short 16.
Number 432 Yankee, roger. Squawk and maintain VFR, have a good night.
Decima ground, Aero 612 Papa Delta request.
Number 139er, Reading Tower, flight runway heading, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading 16, clear for takeoff 1399.
Number 612 Papa Delta.
Brakes off.
Yeah, we'd like to pick up flight following to 105.
Runway heading, and that heading is 166. So 166 is a runway heading. Clear left, clear right. Yep, we're good.
Number 612 Papa Delta, you need to know your aircraft type and your requested altitude as well.
Aircraft type is Piper Arrow, requested altitude 3,500.
All right. Out of beta.
612 Papa
Condition
Delta,
lever is
frequency
full.
1,
I know that's not realistic, but that's just how I like to do it.
squawk 1656.
50%.
Departure frequency 123.8.
Engines are
squawk
stable, brakes off.
1656 to Papa Delta.
2 Papa Delta, reback
And
direct.
we'll gradually
Took
increase
46.
torque, but not
Correction,
over
Yankee,
torque the
lights on.
engine.
Taxi via Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency.
Alpha the
Airspeed
ramp,
alive.
main this frequency check course.
60 knots.
November 720 Mike, descend and maintain 5,000, turn left heading 220.
P1.
So maintain 5,000, left turn heading 220, 720 Mike.
Positive right. Gear coming up. Flaps out.
Attitudes check. Gear indicates up.
Just gonna fly runway heading. Just gonna hand fly it for right now. Since we don't have any altitude restrictions. Well, I'll try to hand fly it runway heading if I can maintain that.
Number 139er, contact departure.
Over to departure 1399, see ya. Alright. So the departure 132.2 is Oakland Center. Oakland Center, King Air 1399, 2,200 for flight level 200. Go to
Number
climb.
139er, Oakland Center, climb maintain by level 200, clear direct shadow.
Climb maintain by level 200, clear direct shadow 1399. Alright, so that
Number
would
612
be
Papa
a
Delta,
right
Hotel,
turn
Casino course runway 27, clear for takeoff.
to Shatta.
Reserve Mike Airport, 1 o'clock and 1
So
miles
we're
report
re-
inside. 10 Mike, clear for approach, runway 28 left. UPS 990 Airport, 11 o'clock, 14 miles report inside.
Reduce the prop out of the red.
Seven two zero Mike, contact Monterey Tower, 118.4.
And we're going
Yeah,
direct
990
to
clear for approach, runway 25
Shatta.
left.
So it'd be direct, activate,
Number 612 Papa Delta, contact Chinook departure.
nav, nav. Now we're good. Let's get rid of the haze.
Flight level 390.
Walker 169, roger.
.2 fog be gone. There you go. Now we can enjoy the ortho scenery.
Tower, wind 28017, gust 15, runway 28 left, clear to
It's
land.
the only purpose I have for the data ref editor.
Object 1 Chief Alpha Delta, Chinook departure, radar contact, say altitude.
Alright, we're high enough. We can turn off the auto ignition, turn off auto feather. Everything's in the green. Add in some torque. High enough. We'll turn off the landing lights, taxi lights. Rico. On our way to Rogue Valley. Medford, Rogue Valley. There's no icing to worry about. We're high enough. We can turn the seatbelt off. Cabin pressure is climbing. Beautiful scenery. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, there is nothing that can compete with the Orbix True Earth. I mean, all the other stuff, the other ortho I have is Fork Boys ortho, and then there's also V-States by Vertical Simulations, and his is really good from what I understand, but I don't have his. Not that I didn't want it, I just happened to go to Fork Boys first, and then Orbix came out with these masterpieces. So I have, this is the True Earth North California, I believe, and then we're going to be crossing into my Orbix Oregon. Now, once Orbix comes out with South California, then I'll be able to free up some SSD space and combine both the North and South Orbix ortho into my SSD. Right now I have part of it on a SSD, the other part on a HHD or HDD or whatever they're called. Add in more torque. But another reason I'm doing this flight is the approach that I'm going to do. At least it should be in here. It's really cool. Procedure approach should be It's
UPS 990,
it's a
contact landing
RNAV
tower
32.
UPS 990, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left. Wind 27012, clear to land.
This is such an old Eric, it might not have it. Let me see what that looks like. That's not it. Is there a Zunis on that? No. Yeah, that's a very old RNAV. I could probably make it work if I needed to, but the approach I was going to use is not there. But like I said, this is a very old Eric, so we're just going to do a visual. So for 3-2, so we have our bearings. That looks like it would work. Yeah. So I'll just load it just for situation awareness. It's not going to do anything. So Rogue Valley, so we have an idea what our VNAV will be like. We'll set that to.
Center Walker 175 is leaving flight level 3.
Add in some torque.
Walker 175, roger.
As long as you're in the climb mode of this autopilot, it does a really good job of maintaining your 2,000 feet per minute climb ratio with 90% torque. It will automatically lower the speed depending on your altitude, obviously. So as you get higher, the speed will get lower within limits. So we're coming up to flight level 180, which is our transition altitude. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this down now. The standard, 2992. Get everything equal.
612 Papa Delta, Chinook approach, roger. Air service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change crew.
So at, let me see.
Walker 169, Denver approach, roger. Expect visual approach, runway 16 right.
The altitude is 13.
Oscar 710, Mark approach, expect visual approach, runway 28 left.
And that VOR is just past the airport. And the airport elevation is, I think it's, let me check. $1333, so we want, I'll just throw in 3,000. Enter that and save it, and then that will give us a VNAV at, I know this will default.
Contact Seattle Center 121.4.
Seattle Center 121.4, 1399er. 121.4. We are topped out here at level 200. Seattle Center, King Air 1399, flight level 200.
Air 1399, Seattle Center road.
That gives us about a 14-minute top of descent. Of course, that's going quickly because we're getting faster. So now we can reduce our conditioner levers. And now it's about 12 minutes. About 12-minute cruise. We can take out our tables for our people.
Alaska 180, descend via Timbers 2 arrival, runway 28 left, Portland, altimeter 3014.
All right,
We'll
Rogue
descend via
Valley
Timber 2,
is
arrival
1333.
14 for Alaska 180.
So when we reset the cabin pressure, we got to use the current pressure, which is 30.16.
UPS 998,
So
left,
close to
taxi
that.
via hotel to the ramp.
So we need to add 200 feet to this. So that's 3, 4, 5, 15, 30. 1530. That's what we'll set when
Walker 175, contact Denver approach 120.35.
when we start on our way down. We'll reset this for 1530.
Walker 175.
Should be right about there. And then
Alaska 710, descend and maintain 900,000. Walker 175, Denver approach, expect visual approach.
landing on 3-2. And the GA for this place is called Millionaire, which is right here next to the tower. So we're gonna back taxi on Alpha to, I guess that's Bravo 3, into the ramp. And then as for approaches,
Walker 169, descend and maintain 8,000.
so I'm not sure which approaches I'm gonna really be able to do. With an outdated Eric like this, it's the only bad thing about the GTN. Doesn't have all the approaches. For 3-2, we got this RNAV. See what a VORA looks like. Oh, that's coming from the north, so that's not gonna... Well, I could do this. What's the weather like right now? So Medford is scattered at 5,500, overcast at 9,000. And that's AGL, so all your meter altitudes are AGL. Is this SkyMax? Yes. Yeah, this is the most current version of SkyMax Pro. It's version 492. So I have SkyMax Pro and I have this real weather connector that uses this injector.
Discretion, maintain 12,000. Medford altimeter 3016.
Descend at pilot discretion, maintain 12,000, 3016, 1399. Alright, 12,000, that's at pilot discretion. So that basically means in 2 minutes we can start on our way down. But yeah, this this version of SkyMax Pro looks awesome.
Walker 175, descend and maintain 8,000. Alaska 710, contact NorCal approach 135.65.
Let me see what this procedure.
Walker 169, airport 1 o'clock and 10 miles report in sight.
It's VORA.
Walker 169, clear visual approach runway 16 right.
I could do that from Rogue Valley, so let's load that.
Approach, descend and maintain 4,000.
Top of descent in 1 minute. So I'll come back to that in a moment. Not too shabby. Yeah. No, I like this. It's actually improved like a lot since it first came out. The clouds are just really, really nice, especially when you have it coupled with, you know, really good ortho scenery. Does PilotEdge inject weather or no? No, they don't. Nope. PilotEdge will allow you to run custom weather, and if you want to run custom weather, when you call in a clearance or whatever your first talk with them is, then you would say you're current with information Zulu, I believe it is. So if you tell Zulu to the controllers, then they know that you're not flying with real weather, that you're using custom winds, custom clouds, whatever the case may be. All right, so he said we can go down to 12,000. So we're going to start our descent right now. We'll take out the torque. And it's Seattle. Seattle Center, King Air 1399, leaving 200.
Air 1399, roger.
So whenever you leave the last assigned altitude, you got to let them know. So out cabin pressure will be 1530.
Alaska 710, turn left.
So we'll get that going. 1530 on the cabin pressure. Cabin's descending at about 700 feet per minute. And ATIS for Medford is 127.25.
10. 5,500 scattered. Ceiling 9,500 overcast. Temperature 21. 2.10. Altimeter 3016. Arriving and departing runway 32. Visual approaches in use. Read backhaul runway assignment and hold short instruction. Advise on initial contact. You have information echo.
I think it's
Rose Valley International
3-2.
Airport. ATIS information echo. 0053 Zulu. Wind 310 at 12. Visibility 10. 5,500 scattered. Ceiling 9,500 overcast. Temperature 21. Dew point 10. Altimeter 3016. Arriving and departing runway 32.
Okay, it did say 3-2. I'm just making sure. Visual approach is in use, so we're just going to ask for a visual approach. That'd be the easiest way to do it. So PilotEdge doesn't inject weather. There are like Squawk Box on VATSIM did inject weather. However, the XPilot client for VATSIM does not inject weather. So I prefer, you know, just like you, Phoenix, we both have our own weather injectors. So the Squawk Box actually made things a little squirrely when you tried to use an injector. I mean, you had to like tinker with it to make it work right. But luckily with XPilot and or PilotEdge, you don't have to worry about it. So PilotEdge, as long as your injector is running regular weather, normal weather, then you just sign in with whatever ATIS that, because they broadcast real world weather, whatever they're getting from the weather stations. Alright, so if I wanted to do this approach, I'm looking at it on my laptop right now, trying to figure it out. Probably I'm just going to end up telling them I want to do a visual and just not even worry about it. We'll be alright. Yeah, it's just a VOR circling.
Cascade approach 124.3.
Cascade approach 124.3, 13990.
Alaska 710, turn left heading 270, airport
All right,
11
we're gonna
o'clock,
go to
10 miles port side.
Cascade. We're on 124.3.
Alaska 710, cleared visual
Current
approach,
with
runway
Echo.
28 left.
So I'm gonna ask for visual 3-2.
Walker 169, contact Denver Tower 135.3.
135.3, Walker 169.
Cascade approach, King Air 1399, 13,500 for 12,000, current with Echo.
Or 1399, Cascade approach, expect visual approach, runway 32, descend and maintain 10,000.
Expect visual, runway 32, descend, maintain 10,000, 1399.
Alaska 710, contact.
Alright, down to
Surface
10,000.
0.5.
Let's get rid of these guys. Tables and iPads, whatever those things are.
Denver Tower, Walker
Gotta close the
169,
iPad first, otherwise
Walker
the
169,
table
Denver Tower, runway 16 right.
won't
Wind
close.
130 at 6,
Like-
clear to land.
Clear to land 16 right, Walker 169.
See, it gets jammed up. So now you can do it. I'll turn on the seatbelt. Seatbelt front and back.
On approach, Baron 9021, Victor November, about 30 to the north of Portland, 3,500.
And-
Wind advisories will be landing Pearson, which is just west of Portland.
921 Victor November, Portland approach, Squawk
8,800
2465,
feet.
Number 921 Victor November, radar
So-
contact, maintain VFR, Portland altimeter 3014.
14, thanks.
Altitude is
November 1399, descend and maintain 9,300.
down to 9,300, 1399. Taking me pretty low, better make sure my altimeter setting's correct. That'd be a bad day. All right, oh yeah, what was I working on? I was working on this. So altimeter is 3016. Temperatures. '21. Wind speed is 12.
Alaska 710, San Francisco Tower 1270 at 22.
Wind heading is 330.
left clear land. Sorry about that.
Runway is 88.
Orange.
Runway heading is
Walker 175, contact Denver Tower 135.3. 135.3, Walker 175.
322.
Denver Tower, Walker 175, visual to...
Yeah, he got me close to these mountain
Walker
tops.
175, Denver Tower, Roger, number 2, calling company
Set markers, runway required, 3,000,
Alright, number 2,
300.
following company 16 right, clear land, Walker 175.
And for visual coming up to that, airport's right over that ridge.
Airport 12 o'clock, 20 miles, report in sight.
Field in sight, 1399.
King Air 1399, clear visual approach, 132.
Clear visual approach, runway 32, 1399. Taxi Rico. Do ignition and auto feather on. Autopilot off. My plane. And tower for this place is 19.4. It's 19.4 for Medford. Okay. It's loading in scenery, got a little choppy.
Alaska 710, continue down to Echo, turn left on Echo, join Alpha to the ramp.
Flaps on.
Gonna go to takeoff flaps, add a little drag so we can lose altitude.
Echo and Alpha ramp this frequency. Alaska 710, thank you.
Or lose altitude quickly.
Contact Medford Tower 119.4.
Medford Tower 19.4, 1399. Alright, over to Medford Tower. Medford Tower, King Air 1399, visual runway 32.
King Air 1399, Medford Tower. Runway 32, wind 320 at 12, clear to land.
Runway 32, clear to land 1399.
For 1 Victor November, Pearson Airport, 11 o'clock, 10 miles, report inside.
Alright, I got the airport. These are just nice mountains.
Walker 169, exit left 1 able, join Delta.
Airport's
and,
right.
Bravo to the ramp, remain this frequency.
Last 1 able, Whiskey Bravo to the ramp, Walker 169.
I thought that was it.
Delta Whiskey Bravo to the ramp, Walker 169.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. To the left of that. There we go. I thought that was it, but it's there. It's a good thing about a sim, you can zoom in.
Oakland clearance, Southwest 210, clearance to Portland.
Southwest 210, I don't have a flight plan.
Southwest 210, I'll refile.
Alright, ground control, not that he's gonna probably use it, but we'll get it ready. Point 8.
Cancel or head over to advisory center.
1 Victor November, Rogers, no traffic, observer
21.8.
frequency change group.
Have a good day, 1 Victor, thanks.
Alright, the ground again is pretty low, right? It's 1,000, so we are really high. So we're going to drop the gear and we're going to slip. So it's full right rudder and a little bit of left airline to compensate for that. So you can lose altitude quickly. And we're going to drop the gear at 160. So gear coming down, we're slipping.
Oakland clearance,
Slipping and sliding.
to Portland.
I'm going to start a left turn here. Ease off on the rudder a little bit. Flaps full.
Southwest 1263, Oakland Center, good evening. Southwest 210, clear to Portland Airport, Oakland 5 departure, radar vector is grateful, and then it's filed.
Keeping that slip in the entire time, just trying to lose altitude. Coming over that hill.
Squawk 5101.
Scaring the crap out of our passengers.
Portland, Oakland 5 departure, radar vector is grateful. Climb and maintain 10,10,000.
Right. Prop full, conditional over is full for landing.
Expect flight level 380, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.1, squawk 5101.
It's like a golf course underneath us.
210.
Southwest 210, read back correct. Plus 1263, descend via MZO 3 arrival, Oakland altimeter 3011. Walker 175, exit left 1 able, taxi via Delta and Whiskey Bravo to the ramp, remain this frequency, good day.
Exit Delta, Whiskey to the ramp, Walker 175, have a good day too.
Yaw damper is off. We got 1 red light, 3 white.
feet to minimums.
Winds are 330 at 12. So right down the runway.
feet to minimums.
Got one red now.
200 feet to minimums.
Two red, two white. That's what we want for a 3 degree. If the lights are set up for 3 degrees, which most of the time they are, 3 degree glide path. And ILS is usually 3 degree. RNAVs can be like 6.9 degree, I think I've seen. That's probably the steepest I've seen for RNAV. Windsock right down the runway.
100 feet. 50 feet. Props full.
Reversers on. Exit up here at Alpha 4.
40 knots.
Beta on. Condition levers too low idle.
Rider exit left, one able taxi via Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency, good night.
Left turn Alpha to the ramp with you, 1399, thanks you too. Alright, so we're gonna make a left on Alpha. And then, yeah, just go left. So those off, those are on. Off, off, off. I'm gonna go left on Alpha here.
Aspen clearance, good evening, TWA 824, information uniform IFR 2.
Flaps up. Prop sync off. Phoenix says the flight factors A320 would be screaming retard on this approach. Oh yeah.
Salt Lake City Airport,
It's,
departure, Grand Junction,
I've landed on shorter runways. This was 8,800. The Airbus, I think, what is it, John Wayne is like 7,000 feet or something. You really have to slam on the brakes there.
Climbing to 16,000, expect 340 and 10. 123.8 on departure and squawk 5323.
Nice landing. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was a lot of trimming. I just keep the trim wheel going like this all the way down. It makes it easier to flare with this plane. You put conditioner levers full forward and just keep trimming on the last like 50 feet as you're pulling back, and to me it makes for a nice smooth landing. And we're gonna have to backtrack a little bit. It's a little trick of the airplane because all these airplanes land differently. So with this, I'm just in a habit of keep rolling this back on the last few feet. This FBO is called Millionaire. Should have told them I wanted to park at Millionaire. That would have been funny. They do it. They do use real world FBOs in the sim. All right, set the parking brake. Taxi Rico lights off. All right, man, have a good night. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. That was cool. I will get up with you next time. Hope you guys have a good night. Catch you next time, bud. All right, taxi lights are off. Park brake, seatbelt sign off. I have to take this thing out of beta mode. All right, bleeds off, environment off, off, bleeds off, pressure's gone. Turn off the coffee maker and furnace. Pitot heat stall warning is off. Need to feather the prop. And then before you kill the engines, you turn off all your avionics, all your EFIS systems, turn off your inverters. That way you don't fry anything by having a surge, power surge by turning on or turning off the engines. Okay, so inverters off. Yep. Complete the flight. We'll disconnect from PilotEdge for replay because you don't want to do replay connected. You'll show back up on their scope 500 feet up in the air, even on replays. Just keep for leaving the window open. Those trees look awesome. Orbix trees are good.
Feet to minimums. Props full. Props full.
And as always, passenger perspective.
Feet. Knots.
we can kill the power. We can set it for cold and dark, put all the tie downs and stuff on there. Of course, there wouldn't be anybody inside. Cool. That was a good flight. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit follow and you guys will be alerted of when I go live. I go live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. I always fly on networks. I always do. And most evenings at this time I'll stream, but my main schedule is 2 p.m. Eastern every day of the week. So I will catch you all later and see you next time. Y'all take care. Chase out.